to create a topic. And a topic, again, is the prompt that you're asking a student to respond to. A topic can be text and or video and or images and or documents that each student can go through and interact with. If I scroll on down, I see that a default topic was created by Flipgrid that says hello, say hello on Flipgrid. If I click to view it as a student, it'll be asking me to sign in. What I'll see now is an animated GIF that was put in here as an attention grabber. I have some simple text, some instructions, and in the case of this sample, what it did is it gave me some emoji as well. Microsoft also has a reader, immersive reader, that will read the text to the student if that's something that would be helpful for a student. If I scroll on down, I would then see the little plus sign where I can go ahead and make my response. And we'll talk more about that later on, but this is the kind of the anatomy of what it would look like. If I were to go back, I can now go ahead and click a new topic. I would title it. If I'd like to, I can simply put in my prompt or my stimulus text right here. I could also choose a recording time. I can go as small as 15 seconds and as long as 10 minutes. And there's also some variations in between. Again, the more students you have, shorter is probably a little bit easier to get through a class. But at the same time, you want to have an appropriate amount of time for a student to react and think. So choose what would be appropriate for the question that you're asking. You're also able to choose to turn on video moderation. What this means then is everything goes through you before it's viewable by other students. And this also might be a good thing to do to ensure that you have appropriate materials coming in from students. Or maybe you just want to avoid students being put into a bad or awkward situation too. So the video moderation could be a helpful tool for you. You'll see another section that says focus, add media resource to engage your students. So if you'd like to, you could record a video of yourself. You could talk to them and at least have some sort of interactivity rather than impersonal text. If you have an existing video that maybe you took on a camera or something like that, you can upload that. You can also bring in a YouTube video or a picture or animated GIF or an emoji. Again, all these things could be useful and appropriate. If you're thinking about like a video, I think of a world language class where maybe you have a clip of a waiter coming to a table and asking them to place an order, or maybe a student can respond to it. Maybe there is something related to current events and you want to use that as a discussion piece for students. You could do that too. You also notice that you can include a Google Doc. You can include an Adobe Spark. If you ever used Newsela or Nearpod, these things can be included too. If you click on the more options, there's even more things that you can do. You can give a topic tip. So maybe this is like a sentence starter or something to help jog a student's memory, kind of get them started if maybe they're reluctant participants or feel kind of overwhelmed. You can also attach URLs to a Google Doc if you'd like to basically get students to refer and use something. You can choose to make something active, which means it's assigned right now. If you choose to make it frozen, that would be view only, so they can't submit any more work. And if it's hidden, then they won't see it. If you'd like to schedule things in advance, you can choose a launch and a freeze date. So when you launch it, it would basically drop it into the queue for a student to do. And at the freeze date, they can't do it anymore. There are also some other things that students can do with the video. You'll notice, and we'll see a student experience here in the next lesson, students can put selfies in. They can also put in videos, and they can build that out. They can do video editing if they want to arrange some clips. They too could attach an attachment link. You could allow for student-to-student replies, where maybe you want a student to respond to two other people's posts. You can choose to allow that. You can also choose to allow sticky notes, which is a place for a student to take some notes as well. The bottom section here is going to be related to feedback. You can create a rudimentary rubric within Flipgrid itself. And if you'd like to use this, then you can mark a score. Maybe you want to have volume or body language or, giving a concrete idea with an example. And you can use then this way to mark and set things up. If you are using something like, say, Schoology, you could also incorporate a Schoology rubric and grade the assignment using the rubric too on two different screens. And that could be a really powerful tool as well. If you'd like to create something custom, you can do that too by creating your own criteria. and how you'd like it to be. And again, if you do a lot of this work and there's a lot of things to check on and you like it, you could make that the default for other topics going forward. So that's a nice feature too. Once it's all said and done, you would simply create topic and it's ready to go. So consider again your purpose. Is this looking at demonstration of understanding and knowledge? Are you looking at just for more of a social interaction and a reaction? Or are you looking at practicing speaking skills as part of your class? Let that purpose guide the types of prompts that you give to the students, whether it's text or video or so on and so forth. And consider the types of tips and things you like to give to those students to be prepared and ready to go. So your next lesson here will be to create a topic and see what you would like and see how you'd like it to be.